the hell am I? And what is this music? Ah, here we go.
Now, what in the hell is that?
Hey, big fella. You want a hit from this joint?
You ain't from around here, are you, boy? Take your hippity-hoppity music and scram!
Oh.
Welcome to the City Bumpkins podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of City Bumpkins podcast. My name is Cody.
Yeehaw, motherfuckers, and I'm John.
So last week we went super long. We went an hour and 45 minutes. So today we're going to keep it shorter. We're going to go an hour. That way we can get you guys on your way, have some laughs, and then get the fuck on with whatever you got to do.
That way you can end this hour and then just go right to the next episode and spend another hour.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So if you're listening to this now, it is not January. It's July 20th, right?
Yeah.
It is July 20th, and you've got the first two episodes. If you're not listening to it on July 20th, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, fuck you.
But if you're listening to this on July 20th, we are going to be doing a live show tonight on Facebook at City Bumpkins Podcast, or just at City Bumpkins Pod on Facebook. We're going to be doing a $50 giveaway to people that are there. One lucky person is going to win that $50 Visa prepaid gift card. We're going to be doing videos, going to be doing a live episode of the podcast. It'll be a good time. So if you're listening to this before 6 p.m. Pacific time, or just in general between 6 and about 8 o'clock Pacific time, head on over to our Facebook page and come join the fun.
Yeah. And also, if you're listening to this, good on you for listening to 2 episodes in a row on the fucking release day.
Yeah, that's 2 hours and 45 minutes at a minimum. That you're just I'm going to check it out.
And then being able to be like, you know what, I deserve $50. I'm gonna go watch them live. If you listen to 2 hours and 45 minutes of this on opening day, you deserve $50, don't you, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, that's a dedicated fan.
Bro,
so head on over to our Facebook page at City Bumpkins Pod. And join the fun. All you got to do is comment on there, and then you get entered into the drawing to win the $50.
Here's the thing. You might be the only motherfucker there. Go in there with that mentality.
There could only be like 3 people that comment.
Yeah, you know? Just go in there thinking that there's not going to be anybody in there. There is. But go in there thinking that there's not going to be anybody in there, and then you might win $50. If you go in there thinking there's 1,000 people in there, you might not win $50. That's not a good way to live life.
Yeah, exactly. When think about all the stuff you could do with $50.
Yeah.
You might be able to go buy a cheeseburger or something.
You buy a lot of fucking cheeseburgers.
Well, I don't know. Inflation's going up.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if you want
you might get one meal maybe out of that $50,
bro.
But
I would imagine you guys have McDonald's out there probably all over the place, right? Is that your god or is it Arby's?
It's the Midwest. Oh fuck yeah.
Well, okay. So in Colorado, I noticed that Arby's is like Starbucks. Like you could find one if you were to take a baseball right and self pitch it and hit it as hard as you can. Chances are you would break the window of an Arby's. They're just fucking everywhere, dude. It's a pandemic. Yeah. And I was wondering, you guys got is that what's your guys' fucking fast food that's everywhere?
You got Burger King, Arby's, let's see, Casey's. It's a gas station that sells pizzas and shit.
That's dope.
And then McDonald's. I mean, you pretty much have all the major chains here in the Midwest.
We
don't have in Kansas, we don't have Whataburger or In-N-Out and shit like that. We don't have that fucking shit. And I've been to a Whataburger in Oklahoma, or maybe it was Texas, and I was not thrilled by it.
I wasn't blown away by Whataburger either. They're all over New Mexico, and I don't think it's that great.
Yeah.
It just
sure.
It looks like somebody was just I have a diner, but I want to make it a fast food restaurant for everyone. And
yeah, 100%. All right, so leave us a voicemail, guys. Call us at the show, 785-251-8558. You're going to call that. It's going to go directly to voicemail. Just leave us, whatever you're thinking. If you got a funny joke that you want to tell us or you think it's funny, send it to us. If you got a suggestion for the show, if you have a suggestion for a segment, or maybe one of the challenges that John and I have to do.
Oh, yeah.
Just call us, leave us a voicemail. We'll play it on the show. and maybe you'll be famous.
Hell
'cause
yeah.
you're a part of this.
And we still need a couple more entries for our wheel. I think probably by the time this comes out, we'll have the wheel made. Not this episode, but by the time like everything's in motion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think we'll have at least like a wheel with like 8 things on it or so. And this is the Wheel of Punishment, folks. So to remind you again, the Wheel of Punishment, there's going to be these great challenges where Cody and I are going to challenge each other to like lose weight or better ourselves or just like, I don't know, whoever could rip ass on camera long enough or longest. We're just going to find
That's
reasons.
not punishment.
We're gonna we're gonna find reasons to challenge and punish each other, and we need entries for our wheel. So leave us a voicemail.
Yeah. And then also send us an email, cdbumpkinsofficial@gmail.com. If you don't feel like leaving a voicemail and you don't have time for it, you just want to send us a quick email while you're at work, just send us an email, cdbumpkinsofficial@gmail.com. And if you send us an email, you're going to get a free sticker, all right?
Ooh.
We've got a shitload of stickers we got to give away.
Way too many.
Yeah, we have way too many. So we got to give those away. So send us an email with your name and your mailing address, and we'll send you out one. And then go stick it anywhere. Vandalize your neighborhood. Disrespect your surroundings with our stickers. Slap them on your dad's balls. Slap them on your mom's tits. Just put them somewhere.
If you can put a thickness in, or not a thickness, my dickhead. If you can put a City Bumpkins podcast sticker on the gas tank of a fire truck, I will send you 3 more stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll pay for your bail. No, probably not. No, we'll just send you more stickers.
Yeah, we're going to need a Patreon if we're going to start bailing
You just get
people out.
bragging rights. That's it.
Yeah, you get bragging rights, so you get arrested for us.
Send us an email.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You know what we should do? We should start a VIP wall. You know what I mean? Like if our fans do go above and beyond, we'll start a VIP wall and we'll put it on our website, which brings me to that. We also have a website. It is citybumpkinspod.podcastpage.io. It'll be down in the episode description, so just click on that. I'm going to buy the domain name, just citybumpkinspodcast.com, and it'll redirect you there so we don't have this weird fucking
you don't gotta
URL
know.
that you have to follow.
Yeah, you don't got to know code to fucking get to the website.
To get there. Yeah. So while you're there, it's going to have the link to our social medias. On Instagram, we are City Bumpkins Podcast. Facebook, City Bumpkins Podcast as well. And then I just want to remind you to leave a 5-star review and subscribe to the podcast. Tell your friends about it, okay? Lock them in the car. Put on our first 2 episodes. That's 3 hours.
Yep.
And then just force them to listen to it. Even if they try and crawl out, pull out a gun, hold it to their head, you're going to listen to this. You will like this.
Every time they speak, unless it's about the podcast positively, you turn it up louder.
yeah. So start at 10.
Yeah.
So start at 10, volume 10. And then if they just keep talking shit, eventually you're going to blow out your speakers and they're not going to be able to hear, except for us.
Yeah, and if you blow out your speakers to make your friends listen to the show, I will send you 3 stickers.
Yeah, and you'll go up on the Wall of Fame.
Yep.
You'll be in the VIP lounge.
That's Wall of Fame potential for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, and then along with that, with our social medias, we've got memes scheduled and posts scheduled on Facebook for 7 weeks at this point. So every day you're going to get a daily dose of memes from us, and the same thing on Instagram. So go hit us up on there. And whoever leaves the funniest comment or the funniest meme or whatever on any of our social media posts will get a free sticker that month. We might up that to something else, maybe like $10 or something like that, just to get a little bit more of an incentive for you guys to comment on all of our shit. But head up on over to our social media and just start leaving comments.
Be one of the first motherfuckers in these contests, because eventually it's going to be so big that we're not going to be giving out $10 for motherfuckers to comment on the shit because they're going to be commenting so much. So get in there now. Get the $50 for listening live. Fucking comment on our shit. Get a sticker. Fucking get another sticker. We're paying for lumberjacks to live. That's how many stickers we have.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a fucking message from this big Canadian fella that looked just like Hugh Jackman in the hit original X-Men. And he said, "Thank you for feeding my children tonight."
Yeah,
so
the EPA is getting involved because we're chopping down entire forests for these stickers.
Yeah, like and subscribe and help us take down all of the forests in Canada. They don't need all these trees.
Yeah, fuck those Canadians.
Yeah, dude, what do they fucking need?
Yeah, those fucking like what are those? The opening heads
Fucking
on South Park.
Fucking nose rubbers is what they all are.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and just do a little overview of our segments for today. So we're going to start out with a crazy story, whether it happened in the city or the country. I've actually, it's my turn this week, so I've got a little bit of a different format for that. It's a story I found on Reddit and on Facebook that I think you guys will like. So and then we're going to go into our debate. Does the city or country have it better or worse? And this week is going to be who has it better in terms of food. And then we're going to go into our 3 lies, 1 truth. You guys know the deal on that. Then we're going to go into our common misconceptions. It's misconceptions of city folk that country people have and vice versa. And then we're going to do our Guess the News segment, followed by our Spoken Truth. And then we're going to wrap it up with some crazy videos on that we found on WorldStar. So if you're listening to this audio only, you're going to be able to find the video version of this podcast on Instagram on YouTube and on Facebook. So the link to our YouTube video or to our YouTube channel will be in the episode description. So if you want to watch these videos, go hit us up on social media and watch them with us. Watch us watch them, essentially.
Yeah. And can I ask you something right now for the video listeners?
Yeah, go for it.
How much murder is in your soul right now with this fly that's just been attacking the shit out of your microphone?
I'm just
because they see it too.
Yeah. It's the only fly that's in my house, and it somehow found me. I think my wife brought it down. She's over on the Peloton. I think she brought it down with her.
Yeah, she came down and just kind of opened the door, cracked it open, and shooed the fly into the room.
Yeah, it's like, hey, go piss him off. So I'm just trying my best to ignore it. And now that you brought it up, now I'm going to really focus on it. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get into our first segment, crazy stories. So, like I said, I've got 2 separate stories that are not actual news stories per se. With the first one being, so I was on Facebook, and one of my buddies had posted this on there, and it's gone now. But anyways, there was a whoa. Oh, that's what happened. My brightness went all the way down. Sorry, I thought I lost you there for a second. So my buddy posted this on Facebook. Essentially, there was an American soldier on D-Day. That was in World War II, for you fucks that don't know your history.
Boom.
Who was on Omaha Beach. I believe it was Dog Sector. He came across on the beach, got struck in the chest multiple times by one of the German pillboxes up on the hill. He managed to survive, and there was a German POW who was in one of those pillboxes that wound up shooting the American that got taken down. Mm-hmm. And they were able to find each other way, way later in their 70s, and they met actually on the beach where that German soldier shot that American soldier, and they shook hands. Like, how fucking nuts is that?
Okay.
It's World War II. You're on the beach. You're just mowing down Americans.
Damn right.
You're an American trying to kill fucking Germans. And you get shot in the chest. And then, like, 60 years later, you meet the guy that shot you.
Yeah.
And almost killed you. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, this is what I had to ask. Was that planned, or did they happen to just both be, like, visiting the beach that day?
So I guess the American had actually written a book, or he was featured in a documentary that the German soldier saw. And he was describing the area because the German soldier didn't know that it was, Omaha Beach Dog Sector. He was just, I'm on this fucking part of the beach.
Yeah.
And after listening to the American soldier's story, he's like, oh shit, you know what? I bet you that was me. And then there was some dialogue back and forth, and then they decided to meet up there. And I believe it's one of the anniversaries of D-Day that they met up on the beach.
Man, those two need to start a podcast.
Yeah, no shit. I guess the German soldier had felt like really guilty about what he'd done.
Yeah.
Like his entire life. And then that was really good closure for him. So I thought that was pretty fucking crazy. You know what I mean?
That is something definitely, like, I feel like a lot of people don't think about is, like, taking with you, like, remembering every person that you shot, probably.
Yeah.
Because I remember the bad things I did that were little. Like, I can remember stealing a piece of candy when I was 7 from the grocery store So no shit, I can remember shooting some dude in the fucking chest. You know,
Well, yeah, but I mean, think about it. He was up in a pillbox with a machine gun. He probably killed a few hundred people that day.
when you say a
You know?
pillbox, is that a tank or is that one of those like
No, a
concrete
pillbox
bunkers
is one of
with
those
a little
concrete
slit?
things.
Okay, yeah.
If you've seen Saving Private Ryan at the beginning,
They have them right
When they-
here in San Francisco in a little park called Presidio. It's like a little, it's like an old bunker right there. There's also a cannon, and it's pointed right at the Golden Gate Bridge. It's kind of dope. Like,
that's awesome.
yeah, one day I was with my buddies out there right at like Pier 39 where all the fucking tourists go, and we found this like infinite staircase to like nothing, and we're all really stoned, so we're like, let's fucking climb it. And at the very top was like of this fucking hill was this giant fucking cannon, dude. We're talking like at least 20 feet long. Like we were all able to individually like climb up on this cannon together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's pointed right at the bridge, and it was just so dope to think about, like, being the dude standing out there and seeing a ship out in the horizon and being like, "Oh, not today, motherfucker!"
Not today, motherfucker. Yeah,
You're just firing a cannon into the fucking sea, hoping to take down a boat. Like that's
no
crazy.
shit. Dude, so actually, I live pretty close to one of the major military installations here, Fort Riley. And on top of the hill of Fort Riley, just right outside across the highway, there is one of the only remaining nuclear artillery pieces left in the world. So they had built.
Okay, yes.
So in the nuclear age, they had built those really big bombs, and they were starting to build tactical nukes that you could deploy like on the battlefield without leveling an entire city. So they came up with a special artillery piece that could shoot nuclear rounds out of it.
That's
so it
dope.
would shoot it like 5 or 10 miles, something like that. And then the I believe the size of nuke that they had for it was only supposed to take out, I think, a half mile. I think was the blast radius.
Whoa!
But imagine you've got an entire battery or entire company of those artillery pieces just shooting small nukes.
But why would we do that on our own land?
No, it was meant for like Russia. So it would, like get deployed over to
Damn, those motherfuckers could shoot far.
Europe.
See, when you said like 5-10 miles, I was like, why would we be nuking the other half of Kansas like that? Like that's crazy.
Yeah, no.
In case
so
the
it's
liberals try
just-
to move in, we could just erase that half of the state.
Just remember, all you fucking Californians, if you try and move to Kansas, you're going to be met with a small tactical nuke.
A barrage of
Inside a
small
cannon.
nukes.
Yeah, a barrage of small nukes at the Colorado Kansas border. It'll be unpassable for
just gonna
years.
melt that land.
Yeah, it's just a giant sheet of glass.
I'll make sure
Yeah.
nothing grows here for 1,000 years before you move in, motherfucker.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was a crazy story that I saw on Facebook, and I felt I needed to share it because I'm kind of a World War II nut.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really cool story.
I really like
ahead.
World War II, but like when it comes to like gear or weapons or any of that shit, I don't know anything. But I really like the story of like all of these world leaders kind of coming together and trying to murder the shit out of each other.
Yep.
Like-
No, 100%.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why it's so glorified, because it was the last time we had a large-scale conventional war between state forces. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Since then, it's just really been proxy wars.
Yeah. So that shit, it's like just the whole story of it is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So this next story that I got for you guys, I was trying my hardest to find an actual news story that was just bizarre, and I found my way onto Reddit under r/strange stories. Man, I cannot talk all of a sudden. r/strange stories.
Words are hard, bro.
So I'm just going to read this verbatim for you guys, and then we can talk about it after. So this is written from that person's perspective. So during the summer late at night, I was 12 at the time, watching TV alone in my room. I was getting tired, so I turned everything off to go to sleep. I kept hearing rustling in the kitchen, which I had assumed was my stepdad, who, being a night owl, was often up late at night. I started thinking in my mind, what would I do if it was actually an intruder? I ran through several options of how to respond, including grabbing a knife from the kitchen counter. I had used the knife earlier that evening, and I knew exactly where I had laid it on the counter. My train of thought was broken when I heard someone come down the hallway towards my room. I quickly closed my eyes to act asleep when my door started to open. It was to no avail. I couldn't keep my eyes still. I opened my eyes to see a lanky Ichabod Crane-looking guy at the foot of my bed leaning over to see me. He was at least 6'5" and very thin. He reaches a hand towards me, and I jumped up and told him very assertively to get the fuck out of my room. He is immediately apologetic and says he is looking for a friend that used to live there. We were now standing in the hallway, and the strangest thing, he asked to use the restroom. My first concern was my little sister sleeping in the next room, so I tell him to sure go ahead. That gives me time to go check on her, which she's okay and sleeping. I turn around, and he's still right behind me, but now with his pants undone. I turn and head right for the kitchen, grab that same knife I pictured earlier, and point it at him. I say much louder that it is time for him to get out of the house now. He started shaking, apologized, and went out the front door, which I locked behind him. Only then did the adrenaline and shock hit me. It took me a minute to calm myself to wake my parents to call the police. The police dusted for prints and determined he'd been watching me through my window over the back wall. My room, which was the last one down the hall, was the only room he'd approached. I was able to identify him from a book of offenders and at the police station the next day. I consider myself very lucky and keep a knife at my bedside even to this day. So this motherfucker is just straight up sleeping, or in his bedroom. And then somebody just walks the fuck in and comes and stands in his bedroom. Could you imagine the amount of fear that would be inside of you?
I feel like I would probably murder first and then try to see what he wants.
That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, I was like, oh, maybe he's fucking home alone or something.
Yeah.
And then he says that, or he or she, I'm assuming it's a he, went and woke their parents up afterwards. How the
This is
fuck,
a fucking woman.
Yeah, how the fuck as parents do you not wake up when you hear your kid yelling and clearly someone else is in the house talking?
Yeah.
You know?
What were they whispering while she was threatening? Because I'm saying that this is definitely a woman. I'm saying no way this was a dude. And if it's a dude, I don't know what happened, but was she quietly pointing the knife at him and be like, hey, get the fuck out of here, all right?
He's like, oh, sorry, I was just looking for somebody.
You could use the bathroom, but you need to get the fuck out of here. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
I'm not fucking kidding.
Yeah, how do the parents not get it? Were they just throwing pipe at each other, just laying it down hella hard, and they were shaking the walls, and the whole time you just hear pounding, and the mom's screaming and just taking dick, and dad had a long day at work, so he's grunting and fucking sweating and damn near he's yell coming. You know what I'm saying? And they're still there. The kitchen. Come on, I need you to get the fuck out of my house.
Hey, my parents are fucking right now, okay? And if we disturb them, he's gonna fucking kill me. He's gonna kill you. He's gonna come down here and fuck us both,
dude. Dude, that is so. I've had something like this happen to me before, but so what it was one time
your dad came downstairs and fucked you.
No, well, aggressively, and it was loud. I was screaming, but no, one time at the house, this dude came in drunk, but it was the neighbor. He thought he was at his house. But it's it's the middle of the night, right? And then you hear something going on, and he came in right through the fucking front door because we weren't asleep yet. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm in the garage in the back of the house, but we're talking it's 2 a.m, but I was a night shift worker, so that wasn't very late for me. And I hear somebody open the door, and I'm sitting there with my buddy smoking a bowl, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? So the first thing I do is I grab Bam Bam, and Bam Bam is this piece of wood that is so thick and long that I've quoted myself saying, I'm pretty sure I could knock out a gorilla with it. You know, it's thick.
Actually, the way you're describing it is actually kind of making me kind of hard.
Yeah, dude, I keep it in the trunk of my car. It's my decision maker, and it helps.
Don't make me pop a trunk on your ass.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, he's gonna go get a gun.
Yeah.
And you come out with just a giant piece of wood instead. I'm like, what the fuck?
I think they would
And you
still be intimidated though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's
yeah,
how huge
but
it is.
you swing it at the first dude and it knocks his head off like it's out of a fucking cartoon.
Completely. Yeah. Just turns the skull into dust.
Yeah. And the other dude's like, oh fuck. His head is gone.
Yeah.
He hit it with a piece of wood and it's gone.
Yeah. Dude, no, that thing is fucking awesome. So I grab Bam Bam and I walk out into around the house into where the living room is, and this fool's just he's just hammered, getting ready to go to bed. I was like, hey man, what the fuck are you doing? He's
in their house?
Yeah, he's in the house.
To go on the couch or in the bedroom or what?
Look, so he's in the living room, Because mind you, my house was small as fuck. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because we're poor, so like it didn't take me very long to get from the back of the house to the front of it for sure.
Yeah.
I could throw a bouncy ball hard enough and hit the front door from the back one. But so I get around and he's in the living room and he's like making his way towards the hallways where the bedrooms are, and his house is definitely the same style. So he was just gonna go right to fucking bed. Like I was just like,
And
what
so you
the
came
fuck?
in with your giant
What giant
dildo
stick,
piece of
but-
rock,
Yeah.
or a piece of wood.
Yeah, just ready to murder. And I'm just like, what the hell are you doing, man? He's just like, what are you talking about? I'm like,
I'm like,
I was like, you know
bro,
where
you're
you
in my
are?
house.
It's like, why are you in my house? You're in my house. Get the fuck, Jesus Christ! I helped him get home. I had to. It was, it was the right thing to do. But like,
That's where we differ between being in the city and being in the country.
Yeah.
Because you get an intruder in your house in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And it's go time. Like like I get excited about the thought of it.
that's what I was gonna say though. Is like, because I'm fat, right? We're both large fellas.
Yeah.
You know, people get fight or flight. There's no flight as an option for me.
Yeah,
right?
you have no option.
Yeah, I can't run very fast. I can't run very far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I'm fighting.
yeah, dude. So like in this same situation, I'm in my bed. I'm not thinking about a kitchen knife. I'm thinking about my hands around the fool's neck. Like I'm getting on top of you. I'm making love to you, and then I'm fucking you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, I've really thought, like, I know I could probably go to jail for this, like, if it ever happened. But like, let's say someone broke into my house to actually like do harm to me or my family or my roommates.
yeah.
Like, I'm not calling the cops. Like, I'm going to hear you coming in, and then I'm going to shoot you in the legs, and then I'm going to put tourniquets on your legs.
Yeah.
And then you're going to wish after about, an hour or two of me torturing you that I just killed you off the bat. Because
Yeah.
I've thought about, like, those movies, The Purge, right? There's kind of something to that where, like, people just have dark shit that builds up in them their entire lives. And some people are really good about just, they get it out of their system and it never harms anybody. But then there's also people that they just do horrific shit, like turn people into lampshades.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think it's a cool like unity thing, right? Because like what a person is like you're half of like a god in your in your conscious, and then but you're also half of an animal in your physical being. And like when somebody threatens your life, then it's like one of the few times those two merge, and it just becomes super hell as far as like evil goes. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought the same thing. Like if somebody pulled a gun on me, like I remember thinking like, oh yeah, I would probably shoot him in both of his knees, and then for fun both the elbows, and then both the hands, and then both the feet. Like you cripple them forever. Like
oh yeah, no, I'm talking about like I shoot them in the legs, put tourniquets on them so they don't bleed out, and then I'm cutting off eyelashes. I'm pulling fingernails.
Yeah.
I'm drilling slowly
bunch
into
of little
their hands
1-inch
and
cuts
stuff.
all over their body with like a little scalpel or something. Like
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm
Pay a homeless guy to tear
cutting
their
them
cuts
open.
open?
Yeah, and then I'm cutting them open like in the abdomen and stuff, and then just kind of like moving shit around.
Yeah.
Because like
they
it's
survive
gonna
on
be
my
very-
piss for 3 days.
yeah, it's gonna be very painful. Like by time they're actually dead, and then I call the cops, they're gonna show up and be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, he broke in, and I've had some shit I got to work through." Okay, and I took it out on him.
Look, you guys didn't-
He was dead the second that he stepped inside my house. Okay, so I prolonged that, but it's still self defense.
That's true. I mean,
I'm standing there in the court a lot, and they're like, okay, so we get that you shot him whenever he came in to defend yourself, and then at that point he was not any longer a threat to you. So why did you feel the need to stab him 355 times?
yeah.
Did you really fear for your life at that point? Yeah, he could have stood up at any point. Sir, you shot out both of his patellas. He was not standing.
He had no chance.
Yeah, he had no chance.
We can tell
Well,
you
I
had
thought-
him here for 4 days.
Yeah, he had a family. I don't give a fuck if he had a family or not.
He signed off the family.
Yeah, they're gonna have a rough Father's Day for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. Right? Like, especially in the country, I feel like breaking into someone's house in the country to me is the same as signing like one of those liability contracts that says you could die on a roller coaster.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? If somebody makes you sign a waiver that says you could die, like that's how I feel if you were to be in the middle of the country and got someone's house.
Yeah, pretty much like that's. It should be assumed that you're gonna die if you break into somebody's house.
Yeah.
And they're in there.
So
know
then
what I mean?
I would say then for the sake of the segment that this happened in the city, because if this was the country, I think there probably would have been at least one gun in the house. And once Dad woke up, he would have come out fucking ready to fucking blow someone's head off their shoulders.
Oh, for sure.
You don't threaten somebody with a knife in the country.
That, and you don't really see. Yeah, I agree with you. That's got to be like a city thing, or maybe even a suburb. You know, it could be out in the country, but more like a suburb area. Because out in the country, I mean, I know when someone's coming down my road.
How?
You know?
Yeah.
And then
You got like gravel, dirt?
Yeah, I got a dirt road. And then
Okay,
you
so
see
yeah, they're
headlights
kicking up
shit
rocks
like that
and
coming.
shit. Yeah, like
Yeah, and then you're gonna hear them because everything is super quiet out here. So when you hear a vehicle, I don't care. Like we've got really quiet vehicles. I still hear my wife pull up when I'm inside.
yeah,
You know?
no, out here like everything's asphalt and there's smart cars and Priuses everywhere that don't make noise. Yeah, and your driveway's like 5-10 feet. Your driveway's long enough for your car to fit in.
Yeah, and then but you're also not just gonna go wandering through the country, like go house to house to like look at somebody because there's dogs out here, and that's usually your first key if somebody is out walking around just on the dirt road, just getting some exercise or something.
Yeah.
Is you just hear the dogs barking down the road, or if there's coyotes, you like the dogs in the area will alert you, and then my own dogs start going off. So you're not going to sneak up on somebody like that, and especially not enter their house in the country. You know
At that point, they have to know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I mean, I have an open door policy where I don't remember the last time someone knocked on my front door. Like it's just they just walk in.
Yeah, I bet Quint could kill you.
Quint could, yeah. I just come home and Quint's like hanging upside down wearing a fucking like hentai fucking suit or something like that, like a vampire bat. And he just goes, pulls out a fucking samurai sword. I'm like, well, I'm dead.
Yeah. Or he descends from the ceiling like Boondock Saints.
Yeah, and the last thing I see is Quint's fucking balls in my face as everything goes black.
That's the band. That's his like form of like the blindfold. Is he just puts his nuts on your eyes?
yeah. Do you think it's in the 6 position or the 9 position that he does it?
Definitely in the 9. You guys are really close.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So that brings us up to our next segment, which is going to be the topical debate. So does a city or country have it better or worse? And this week is going to be better. Who has it better in terms of food?
Fuck.
I'll go first,
Yeah.
and I'll just say generally like just the Midwest.
Yeah.
We've got barbecue, especially Kansas City barbecue. That's actually world renowned. Like barbecues is Kansas City, like Gordon Ramsay and what's that guy? It's like Flavor Town.
Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri.
That's my guy, dude. I love him.
Yeah, like they've all like done episodes or shows in Kansas City at the barbecue joints. We've also got fair food. I don't know if you've ever been to like a state fair, like Iowa State Fair, Kansas State Fair, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like twice deep fried Snickers,
Food plus
covered
butter.
Yeah, like it's a walking heart attack, but it's so goddamn good.
God damn it, it's good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then we also have casseroles. I don't know if this is a specifically Midwest/South thing, but we make a fuckload of casseroles, and it doesn't matter like what it is. Like a tuna casserole, cowboy casserole. I've been seeing a lot of. It's like beef, and then you make your like your beef mixture, and then you just cover it in cornbread. Mix,
Okay.
and then you bake it until it's a casserole with cornbread on top.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, just like you, it is a staple in the Midwest to have 1 to 3 casserole dishes like to make shit in, like a casserole.
Oh wow.
I guess.
How often are people actually eating casseroles? Is it like once a week and once a month? Like,
Oh, probably once a week easily.
in the city,
Because
like
it's great because you can make an entire casserole and you can feed a family because we have large families out here.
Yeah.
You can either feed an entire family in one sitting, like 7 people, or if it's a couple like what we do, we just make it and then you've got leftovers for the rest of the week.
Yeah, the
So
closest
it's a really easy and cheap way to make food.
the closest thing we have to like casseroles that I see is people will occasionally make like on Thanksgiving, you'll see like a green bean casserole or tuna casserole.
Yeah.
Like, I
Green bean
think-
casserole is the fucking shit.
My interpretation of casserole was always that like you just took all the leftovers from the end of the week and then sprinkled Lay's on the top of it and put
Yeah, if you're really poor, yeah.
and barbecue. Okay, so it's the Midwest. So does that mean you guys put sauce on your barbecue?
Yes, and it is
yeah.
usually a honey based, not a vinegar based. There is a barbecue place that opened up just not far from my house, and they're from. I think their chain is based in the South, and they do vinegar. But like Kansas City is known for like the brown sugar base, not the vinegar base.
Okay. Because I know
so it's sweet. It's usually sweet sauces that you get around here, sweet and then like tangy, like hot tangy.
Oh, there
sauces.
you go. Yeah, I'm a hot guy myself, man. I like just spicy everything. You know what I'm saying?
But you're white.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise is spicy to white people.
Oh, dude, I love
Whoa,
fucking.
bro.
I'll mix
Spicy
hot
food's
sauce.
good. Chill.
I'll mix hot sauce with mayonnaise, dude. It's delicious.
No, but dude, if I have anything hotter, I don't know what happened, but I was like 18 or 19, and I could do spicy food all the time, no big deal. Mm-hmm. And then one day I had something with jalapenos on it, and it was hot enough that it gave me hiccups.
Yeah.
So now if I have anything hotter than a jalapeno or up, I instantly get the hiccups, and I can't do spicy food anymore. I don't know what happened.
Holy shit. That is.
But my roommate Dylan is like, oh, what, 20 million Scovilles? Let me just dab my fucking shit in there. You know what I mean?
I've got a good story for you. So I had a guy, a buddy of mine brought over one of those novelty hot sauces. It's not for, you're not supposed to eat them. You're supposed to just have them as like a funny prank. And,
okay, yeah. If you want to like fuck somebody up,
Yeah. So I think it was something stupid, like 8 million Scovilles or something just unnecessary. And like I remember, like I dipped my finger in the cap and just licked my finger and like damn near had a heart attack. And then
Did you swallow with your throat closed or open?
I think
Do you know what I mean by that?
Well-
Like, like when you take a shot, you kind of like close your throat so it doesn't hit like the back of your throat. If that makes sense.
I think there was so little on my finger that it mostly just absorbed into my tongue.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But my buddy was drunk and he kind of came in after the discussion of how ridiculous this was and how everybody kind of calmed down, right, from trying it.
Yeah.
He just comes in and he puts his whole fucking pinky in the jar and then deep throats his pinky like he was inspecting his tonsils for something. And like he sits down drunk, unfazed, and then shits his pants.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah. And then my other buddy dipped his finger in it and he rubbed it across one of our buddies' foreheads like Simba.
Like Simba.
Yeah, and he started like panicking and like sweating and yelling and shit. He was so mad. It was beautiful.
Yeah. So, all right. So, what do you got on the city side as far as food goes?
Fuck. Okay, so I was having an issue trying to pin it down to one thing because it's like the city. It's like you have such a diverse like food culture in general. Like
for sure.
In my town alone, you have every race you can think of. There's Korean, there's Thai, there's Indian, there's Mexican, there's fucking Japanese, there's Chinese. Like, so anything you can think of is here. But because of that, I would say we don't have a staple for our area. Besides,
It's just a very diverse food.
besides Mexican
seafood.
food. Oh well, we do have seafood because we are right on the water. In
Yeah, we
particular,
don't really have seafood in the Midwest.
But-
I mean, you get it, but it's not fresh shit like Maine or something.
yeah, and then also there's also bigger cities around that are landlocked, so they're not really getting seafood like that. I would say for us, like our biggest thing's got to be Mexican food, and I can eat Mexican food every fucking day.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
all
I'm the
day.
same. We have a lot of Mexicans up here. Like, believe it or not, like Emporia and Dodge City and Kansas City are major hubs for after illegals come over across the border.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get shipped. They usually get shipped out like way away from the border.
Yeah, of
usually
course.
in a Midwest town. So, and Kansas City is where like I-35 and I-70 meet. So you have two major interstate highways that meet there. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the communities here in Kansas have a shitload of Mexicans, and it's authentic Mexican food,
That's awesome.
but not really authentic because I went down to Fort Bliss, which is right across the border from Juarez. I'm trying to remember what fucking El Paso. El Paso is the town in Texas. So we were out there really close to the border and went to a Mexican restaurant, and I wanted some queso, just cheese sauce.
Yeah.
And I asked the lady
They're like,
in
fuck no.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked the lady in Spanish because she did not speak English.
Yeah.
And she looked at me really weird. I was like, queso, like chili con queso. And she was like, what? And then so she came back with one of those little boats that they put like beans and shit in.
Yeah.
And it was she just took a bunch of shredded cheese and ran it underneath her broiler and then brought out some little tiny like 2-inch tortillas with it. And she's like, this is what you wanted? I was like, yeah, I guess, just the Midwest, like I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what melted cheese is? Like,
no, I think the only thing they actually use is cotija cheese, like the queso fresca, that white crumbly shit that you see on the top.
yeah.
And then
So she was super confused, and I was very confused as well. Like, what are you talking about?
they actually buy it in like a giant fucking head. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like this big ass fucking thing, and then they'll put it like on a cake display with a big glass topper over it. It's disgusting, but it tastes so good. I love it. I had a buddy growing up, lived right down the street from me, who was Mexican, and like we were both fat, so his mom was constantly shoving tacos down our throat. And
100%. Yes.
yeah,
And
dude.
a shitload of rice.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So for food, I mean, I gotta say, like, I love Mexican food all day, but as far as like picking a food to represent, you guys have way more culture in your own food versus ours is like diverse culture. So I'd say you guys win.
Yeah, we've got white people culture food.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
And I'm white, and I'm here for it, bro. I love carnival food. Jeez.
Yeah.
Fucking
It's the fucking
fry.
mess. But I will definitely.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I would definitely give you like the whole like diverse food culture. I'd definitely give you guys a win on that though.
Yeah.
Because because I love sushi. And I've been dying to find one of those places where it's all you can eat sushi.
Oh, we've got
comes
like
around on like those little boats and shit.
we've got 2 of those in our town. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I come out there to visit, we have to go there. Like I'm gonna plow my way through at least 500 pieces.
Have you heard of
sushi?
Have you heard of Korean barbecue then, or hot pot?
Yeah, so we've got a hibachi place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is that what you're talking about?
Well, Korean barbecue, you get to cook your own meat. Like the table, it's like you're your own Benihana chef, and then a hot pot, it's the same thing, but it's a big bowl of broth. So the table is a big it's like a big stove, and they put like a fucking cauldron of like whatever broth that you pick, and then same thing, they bring you tons of raw noodles and vegetables and meats, and you just add them into the broth, and it's constantly boiling, so it cooks everything real fast. It's awesome.
Hell yeah, that sounds lit.
Yeah, we'll lose a bunch of weight, and then you come out here, and then we'll put it back on for the next challenge.
Yep, it sounds great. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that was
For identity, I'm gonna give it to country, as far as like having something to stand by.
Hell yeah! Can you play that little yay?
Yeah, where the fuck is the soundboard? Thomas has got it over here.
Yay!
Here's the thing, bro. My dumb ass, I opened up my laptop to look professional. It's not even plugged in or on or anything. It's just blocking the soundboard.
He's supposed to be the one triggering the sounds. What the fuck?
I'm supposed to be the city one, and I got it unplugged in, not even on. Shit. I'm just move it out of the way.
Yeah.
Of a phony.
Okay. All right. So I guess that brings us up to our 3 lies and 1 truth. Do you want to go ahead and start this one out?
Oh yeah. Okay, so for me, I've hung out with an A-list porn star. I fell down a flight of stairs at a rave. I got a head nod from Tony Hawk, and I can do a backflip off of a diving board.
Dude, just knowing that's California, I got to go with the A-list porn star.
You think that one is the truth?
I think that's the truth. Yeah, for you guys that don't understand how this works, basically we read off 3 lies and 1 truth, and then when the other person has to guess what the truth is. And I'm going to guess that you've hung out with an A-list porn star.
Yeah, you got me. I'm right. Yeah,
Hell
you're right.
yeah, 2 weeks in a row, bro. Fuck yeah.
I got VIP to at a rave to see that this DJ I really wanted to meet. Yeah. And when I was up there was whispers that Madison Ivy was there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I say A-list is because if you say Madison Ivy, most people at least know who that is or have heard it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I walked up, got a picture with her, hung out with her for a minute, had a quick dance with her. I Like we were like I was talking to her, and I remember saying like, "So you take dick professionally for a living?" and she just she smiled. I was like 18.
Yeah.
She smiled. And she was just like, "Yes, I do." And I was like, "Respect." And then we got a picture. And I remember one of my buddies that I went to that rave with. I texted him. I was like, "Come up to the VIP lounge, dude." He didn't have it, but I was like, "Come up here, Madison Ivy's up here," and he was a fucking pervert. He was all sorts of excited.
Yeah.
So he comes
pulls
up,
his dick out.
yeah. He's standing at the rope to the VIP lounge, like a puppy, just like, oh my god, there she is. And I remember I just walked over because I knew the security guard. I walked over and I opened the rope, and he comes and walks in, and just lights up, dude. Like it was like it was like he got the free pass to Disneyland and he got to skip all the lines, dude. He was so excited. Like walked up, he got his picture, dude. And like she gave him a kiss on the cheek. He fucking melted. It was awesome.
Hell yeah!
But
so did she have a personality?
Yeah, she was actually. I mean, she was pretty chill. Like she was definitely on drugs. She was on Molly, but we all were.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like the fact that we were on Molly made her like pretty easy to like chat and talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got a
That's
picture
awesome.
with her on my Instagram still, like pretty old from whatever 7-10 years ago that was now.
Yeah.
But I've
that's
seen
dope.
Tony Hawk in person. I didn't get a head nod from him.
Yeah, dude. So he's on TikTok. Tony Hawk is.
Yeah.
And he posted like a mashup of people that like recognize him out in public,
Nice.
but they think it's not him. They're like,
Oh,
dude,
shit.
you look like Tony Hawk. He's like, I am Tony Hawk, man. It's like, oh, I thought, man, yeah, you look like Tony Hawk, but but like I expect he'd be younger. You know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He looks younger than that.
He does actually. He still looks great. He still looks like damn near like the Tony Hawk that from when we were kids. When we were,
Yeah, for sure.
I think we were like 9 or 8. My parents took us to Vegas, and I just remember seeing him surrounded by people walking down this lobby of this casino we were in. But he didn't like notice me or anything like that. But I just remember seeing him in person. I was like, oh, maybe I'll get him with that one because the head nod's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, but see, you fucked up because you put the most true sounding thing first. You know, you led with your truth. You got to bury the truth in the list. You
I'm
know?
so fat and clumsy. I thought falling down a flight of stairs at a rave could be possible.
Oh no, it's for sure it sounds possible, but but there was too many good things in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. But okay, so let's do yours now.
Okay, so I've seen someone shot right in front of me. Well, just in front of me, I guess. I've done coke in a bathroom, and that's not Coca-Cola, even though I am fat. I've been in a threesome before, and I've walked in on my parents having sex.
Oh man, this would be like 3 truths and a lie for me. Oh wait, I read this wrong. I read this wrong. This is 3 things. This is 3. Oh no, this is 3 lies and a truth. I'm just retarded. Okay, well you're a soldier, so seeing someone shot in front of you wouldn't be crazy. You were in the National Guard, but you were in Iraq, weren't you? So
Jordan.
Jordan. Okay, you were in that area. You went to the Middle East. Done coke in a bathroom. I mean, if you were from here, I would say it was that one. Been in a threesome. You motherfuckers from the country, I wouldn't be surprised.
Plausible.
Plausible for sure. And walked in on my parents having sex. I've done that.
Plausible.
Yikes.
I'm gonna say that you've been in a threesome.
No, I almost was.
Okay.
It was funny because was with this girl, and like my buddy came upstairs. I was like, bro, you want to jump in? He's like, nah, bro, I'm fine. I'm like, no, come on. He's like, no, dude. Like just 17, like trying to like, and she was down for it too. And he was like, nah, dude, I'm not about to do this with you right now.
I've been offered quite a few threesomes in my day, but it's always 2 dudes. Like, because I worked at a hookah bar, and like Arab people love threesomes. They don't give a fuck, man. They're going in on each other like left and right. As long as they apologize afterwards, like it's fine. My buddy Asher, he'd be like, baby John, come over here, sit with me, and then he would pull out his phone and he would start scrolling through pictures of all these Muslim girls. He's like, what do you think about this one? You and me? I'd be like, Asher, can you hook me up with just like maybe just me and her? Like you not in the room? And he's like, no, baby John, I need somebody who keep up with me. Medium large penis, not too small, lasts pretty long. I don't need you to show me up. Just, you like this one? I'm like, Well, I mean, I guess. Like, I don't really want to do this, man. I don't want to see it. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to see your dick and balls.
okay.
Yeah. So my truth is actually I've seen someone shot in front of me. So we were out on the Jordan-Syrian border.
Okay.
We were out there doing some base improvement because they've got like towers essentially all along their border that they use for like border control and shit like that. But there's no wall. But we were out there putting up HESCOs, and we were traveling around with one of the generals along the border road, and they've got a lot of like Soviet era weapons and stuff. So one of the weapons that they had out there at this particular point was an old AA gun that was basically a tank, but had 4 like very large like machine guns on it, designed for taking down aircraft. Well, they used that on people.
Oh, jeez.
So, and they had a big problem with drug runners coming from Syria into Jordan because there was a big town like right behind us. And they take that shit seriously. So there was this motorcycle with 2 dudes on it. Uh-huh. And I guess what they do is they'll go up into Syria, grab drugs, and then they'll come back on motorcycles and just fly across the border.
Yeah.
Well, we're sitting there talking, and there were some soldiers doing their evening prayers and shit like that. And then I just hear on the radio, blah, 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 and then the generals are blah, 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 back.
Yeah, of course.
And I see all these dudes like running and shit, and then they turn on this tank to like turn it, and I see this fucking motorcycle just hauling fucking ass, and they're like blah, 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 blah. And then this dude, the loudest fucking noise. They just started pouring fucking rounds at this dude using this AA gun.
Yes.
And it hit him and just blew them apart. I mean, pieces, bro.
Yeah.
Like torso this way, arm that way.
God.
The bike is shattered. Yeah, just absolutely fucking destroyed these dudes. I looked over at my major and I was like, what the fuck was that? He goes, drug runners. I was like, holy fuck.
Ain't no justice system out here.
Yeah. Like they do not like people here in the United States want to bitch about like how we treat immigrants and stuff like that. Like, you know, we actually put them in a facility. They get 3 meals. It might be overcrowded and stuff like that. But then you go over to these other countries and they're just blowing people apart because they're trying to smuggle drugs into their country.
It's too hot, bro. They don't have time for a fucking courtroom shit. Like, they're not trying to stay inside that long.
Exactly. So, just absolutely destroyed these fucking guys. Did not know what the fuck hit them.
My dad, like, grew up in Saudi Arabia, as we saw in that one last episode, and he said that there was this time these 2 French women came, like, tourists, and they were just, like, wearing, like, tank tops and shit, and, like, they got really mad at them and told them to like cover up. Mind you, this is like the 70s in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So they told them like, look, you can't be showing this much skin out here. Like you can't, like you need to, you know, either figure it out, put some clothes on, or get the fuck out of our country. So the next day at a protest, the women came out in even skimpier clothes. And my dad says they tarred and feathered them.
Oh fuck.
They fucking covered them like, not in actual hot tar, but what they did was they covered them in tons of paint and feathers. Oh, they stripped them naked, covered them in paint, and then, you know, dusted them with like sand and feathers and shit like that, and then kicked them over the border.
Jesus
with nothing.
Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I guess the alternative could have been getting buried halfway up to your like waist and then have rocks thrown at you to death. So
have you seen those videos, dude?
Dude, so many of them. It's awful. You just put a sheet over your head and throw rocks at you. Even the kids.
It's horrendous.
The kids walk up with like the biggest village.
Rocks. Yeah.
Yeah, you see an 8-year-old.
Men, women, everything.
Everybody's standing there in a circle around this person, throwing rocks at them. They've got a sheet over their head until they die. And then you'll see like a 7-year-old come up, two-handing like a big piece of broken concrete and just come up and like he's doing a perfect strike in a bowling alley. Just bash the person over the head with it. And like she may have just like slept with somebody that, you know, like she wanted, you know, just
or
chosen.
she showed her face in public.
Yeah, you know, or a little bit of leg or something like that. Or just disagreed with her husband.
You know, it's really funny. It's like, so when I was over there, Jordan is more Western than a lot of those places.
There's a lot of Christians out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of women running around in like, you know, like normal like American attire. Yeah. It's just like hand-me-down clothes. But but there are still some very conservative, traditional Muslims out there.
Yeah.
It's like, so when you're going to pick your wife up from the airport and they're all dressed the same, how the fuck do you know which one's yours?
He's got a bunch
You know
of
what I mean?
hieroglyphics written on a poster board, and you're holding it up.
yeah, exactly. It's like, I guess my wife will just recognize who I am and
then
come up to me.
And then what if
How do you verify that?
What
you
if
know?
another one comes up and she just like sees that and it's not her, but she's like, I hate my husband, decides to run away and just pretend to be your wife?
Yeah, because you're not gonna you can't check at the airport.
Yeah,
you know the reason why they wear those veils is because they're only supposed to be seen by their husband.
Yeah, and
so you can't lift their veil in the middle of public.
Yeah, so it's like if she's similar height and body type, like there's a chance you could just walk off with her.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
He doesn't want to hear her speak, so he's not going to hear the voice for a while.
Yeah,
they might
exactly.
be 2 or 3 days before she's able to speak, and he hears that it's not her in the voice.
Yeah, but he's like, well, I gained another wife, I guess.
I guess getting stable.
Yeah, go join the rest.
All right, we gotta move on to common misconceptions because we only got a few minutes left.
Yes. Okay. So here are my misconceptions this week that the country folk have about city folk.
All right.
So everyone sees livestock as pets in the city.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So whether
yeah.
it's pigs or cows or just any sort of livestock that we have.
I've had
people are like,
I've had friends with pet pigs for sure, little teacup pigs. They're
yeah,
like,
well, we do. There's actually a lot of people out here that are starting to have pigs as pets too, that they like keep inside.
they're kind of like dogs. They're they're pretty smart.
Yeah,
But
they're pretty cool.
They could be annoying as fuck and like aggressive though, especially if you have one with a dog because it learns how to be a dog and then it like barks, but it's oinking when it barks, and so it just gets super loud all the fucking time. And they're dicks and they run around like headbutt things and bite shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I like if I see a cow, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? That's cool. I'm trying to like touch it, get photos of it. I moo at it.
I mean, we do the same shit. You
Yeah.
know, like they're cool, but at the same time, I also understand I'm going to eat that bitch later. you know?
Oh yeah. Well, me too. That's just being a big heavy man. But yeah, I would say a lot of people out here would be like, oh no, don't you dare hurt that cow. It's like,
Yeah.
didn't you have meat yesterday? Like, get the fuck out of here with that.
You
Stop it.
just it's different because you bought it at a grocery store. You know?
Yeah, you got the disconnect. Good for you.
Yeah.
Go.
All right. So the next one is everyone thinks that deer are cute and should be like a protected species.
Oh man, when I see a deer, it's like it's like the same as seeing an angel out here. You're just like, whoa.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, it's
Like,
a deer.
what are you doing out here, little guy? Get out of
Yeah.
here. I remember one time I was on a delivery and like we have like this canal system that runs through our cities and like there was a deer almost by my store where I deliver pizza. We're talking deep into the fucking city.
Yeah.
And I pulled over. This is like 10 o'clock at night. I pulled over and I leaned out my window and said, hey, what the fuck are you doing out of here? And he just took off running back to where he came from. It was awesome.
That's awesome. That's good. Okay, so the next one is everyone out there considers being in a car longer than an hour to be too long.
For
And
Thomas,
I don't mean like because of like I don't mean because of traffic, but like you pull up on Google Maps and it's an hour away without traffic.
Okay, so Thomas is shaking his head because Thomas likes road tripping, but I have never driven further than an hour and a half.
Like your entire life?
Yes.
Like while in the city?
I've never driven a distance further than an hour and a half from where I'm living. I'll take a flight at that point.
Yeah, so that leads right into my next point. So people from the city won't even consider driving if it's 3 or more hours in the car.
Yeah, dude. Like, I know some people really like the whole like sitting in a car thing, but like,
Yeah.
I used to go with my dad every summer to Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, which was 1,100 miles away from where we lived. So it's an 18-hour car drive. And I would just be fucking falling asleep over and over and over again. And just like, you're staring at this, like the desert because you're going through Arizona for hundreds of miles straight and flat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm afraid that if I tried to drive more than 3 hours, I would pass out because I'm just somebody who easily falls asleep in cars.
Yeah, I like the
So,
road trip more than anything. It's like a meditation for me.
Thomas don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Thomas, will,
Thomas likes the
Thomas will get in a van and explore the goddamn country with it. You know, he doesn't care.
Yeah. So people from the Midwest, like just to put this in perspective for you. So for me, I've got it pretty decent because Manhattan's like 20 minutes away from me.
Okay.
But most people will drive an hour to go wherever they got to go. A minimum of 30 minutes.
Wow.
And then for me, like people from the Midwest, if it's anything 14 hours or more, we consider driving. Anything less than that, or excuse me, consider flying. Anything less than 14 hours, and people are probably going to drive that.
Dude,
because you're just so used to driving out here.
I'm going to Disneyland in January, unfortunately, and fucking, it's a 7-hour drive, and we're flying. Like, it's a 45-minute flight from San Francisco to Los Angeles. Like, I'm not fucking doing it. 7 hours is too much. I like my time. I think, but you know what I think it is? It's because like anything I could possibly need is probably within 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
Yeah, so
like, it's just a difference between like society, like or like a big city like Kansas City is 2.5 hours away. Our capital's an hour away. So I mean, an hour or two in the car, it's no big fucking deal. That's 2 podcasts and you're ready to go.
Yeah, like, and that's the other thing is I drive like over 100 miles a day because I deliver pizzas, and I'll drive for 8 to 10 hours at a time. But I've never done it in like a straight line or nothing like that.
Yeah, it's not that you're going to one destination and driving that long. It's that you're going to multiple destinations within that time.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not as monotonous.
Yeah, so I'd say you got me, but you didn't get Thomas on some of those, which is
that's good.
Yeah. And that's also
Thomas is more cultured, I guess.
Yeah, and then also
define cultured. I don't know, man.
Well, okay, I guess you'd better fit into Midwest culture.
Oh, tight.
You're better suited for that.
I'm about it.
Whoa, all right. I see how this is. I like barbecue, you fucking assholes. All right, well, hey, man, that brings us to an hour. This one flew by.
Oh shit! Are we just gonna cut it? Do you want to do your misconceptions?
Let's do that. Let's run a little long on this one. All right.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So, animals are strictly food unless it's a dog. So if you see
except for horses, horses are a utility.
So when you see a deer, you're like, that could be dinner for like 6 months.
Yeah, I got a deer in my freezer right now.
God damn, that's fucking awesome.
And we've got big deer.
Yeah,
we've got big deer. Like people come from all over the country to like go on guided hunts in Kansas because we have big deer. Will
you guide Thomas and I on a hunt?
Yeah, actually, I have some buddies who run guided stuff.
Hell yeah, dude!
I'm so sick.
We're going to Kansas.
Yeah, but they were talking like you probably get 100 to 150 pounds of meat off of a deer.
I don't want the meat. So you can eat it. I don't know how I'm going to bring it home.
I want the meat. What the fuck? Fuck you.
How are you going to transport it?
I don't give a shit. I'll figure it out. I'll eat
That's
it there.
A lot of dry ice.
I'll eat it while I'm
put
there.
Put it in a cooler.
That's a lot of coolers, dude. If you think about it, the travel that fucking thing is going to have to go through.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it's good shit. I mean, it really is.
I want to just kill a large animal. That's my whole thing. Like,
that's so.
Just for once,
everyone hunts around here for the most part.
Yeah,
and it's partially for the love of hunting, and just because like you have to do it to control the population, but at the same time, it's a good thing to go do with your buddies. Like if you're going waterfowl hunting, and you're setting in a blind, you're just bullshitting with your buddies. It's cold as fuck and it's early. But you're just sitting there drinking beer with your buddies and hunting stuff that will fly by occasionally. Yeah. Same thing with like hunting quail and pheasant and shit like that. You're just walking with your buddies.
I look at hunting
and then occasionally shoot something.
I look at it the same way I would look at fishing, because I love fishing. You just hang out with the boys. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You sit there and wait, and finally when you get your chance, you get to murder something.
Yeah, and then if the deer doesn't die right away, you walk up and you slit its throat. You get some of that aggression out.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Maybe put it in a chokehold, scream "I hate you, Daddy" at it.
Oh my god!
Yeah, exactly. We actually had for our Redneck News Entertainment stuff. We did a video of how to hunt.
Yeah,
and we had made T-shirts. It's like, remember, if you can't shoot worth the shit, a headlock always works. So the idea was that like if you can't shoot, you just sit up in a tree and you wait for a deer to go walking underneath, and you jump down with a Bowie knife and you just fucking gut it.
Hell yeah, that'd be fucking awesome. All right, next one. And I mean, this one I feel like is going to be a good one. Everyone there is afraid of being called gay.
So, yes and no. So if so pop culture still makes its way into the country as far as like being gay with the homies.
Yeah.
Like that's funny.
Yeah.
But there are also a lot of like tough, hard men out here. Yeah, if you call them gay, they're gonna fight you and try and kill you.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. Like, that's
like there are those people out here that you like. If it's a stranger calls them gay or insinuates they're gay, and even me, if someone calls me gay, there's still a little bit of like a "fuck you," no, I'm not type deal. But but then I'll turn around and be like, "Hey, man, let me touch your cock." And
Yeah.
like, no, get away from me. Like, come on, dude, Quint, come cuddle with me.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm the type that like if you like, what are you gay? It's like, why? You trying to get a hotel room? You trying to smash? You trying to make love right now? Like,
yeah. You trying
you
to suck
hitting
my
on me?
dick? Because I'll suck yours. Pull it out right now.
You want to meet my parents? You could zoom them.
Well, I'm sucking your dick. Yeah.
All right. Oh, this one. At least a fraction of people have difficulty reading at an elementary level.
No,
calling-
not really. Kansas has pretty good schools.
Yeah.
Maybe out west, remote. No, there's not really a whole lot of like dumb fucks around here. Maybe that's more like the South. I would feel maybe
we
might
have
be some people down there.
We have at least a pretty good fraction of people who can't read at an elementary level.
I was gonna say like inner city schools. I've heard like there's some. I've heard cases in like New York where people will graduate high school and still don't know how to read.
Dude, every
all.
single one of my Mexican friends constantly asks me how to spell things.
Well, but if it's a second language, that's a little bit different.
No,
You
they
know
were
what I mean?
born in this goddamn country. It's a second language,
okay.
but they've been
All
speaking
right,
it their
yeah.
whole life. They were ordering pizzas for their parents when they were 6. They know how to speak English.
Yeah.
They just don't know how to
Yeah.
fucking read because they didn't give a shit. Because they were
Yeah.
too busy smoking weed and getting into fights at school. They didn't give a shit about fucking
Get
reading.
into knife fights. Yeah.
You bastards. my buddy the other day, he'll ask you the dumb. He's like, "How do you spell leave?" It's like, "Why don't you? You fucking dick." Like,
Why don't you fucking leave, bitch?
okay.
Dumb motherfucker.
Okay, and then if you hit something with your car, it's considered food.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
so
What
if
about
you-
what about like a possum or like a?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Where do you draw the line? What animals will you hit and not eat? Will you hit a raccoon and eat it?
So if it's anything small like raccoons or possums or something like that, you're not going to really eat that.
It's not good meat.
No.
Gross.
Yeah, it's just trash meat. But deer, if you hit a deer, or like a turkey or birds. If you hit some like quail or maybe a pheasant occasionally during hunting season when they're like really out there.
Yeah, quails are fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, like it's fair game. I mean, part of the deer I've got part of a deer upstairs that was a roadkill. So what happens when you hit a deer around here? You have to call the sheriff and they'll come out. And usually, I know in our county they've got a list of people that want to be called if a deer gets hit and
Oh my
there's
God.
like salvageable meat.
That's awesome.
So let's say I hit a deer on one of the highways. A deputy comes out, it's still alive. Deputy shoots it, kills it, and then dispatch will go to that list and call the person at the top of the list and say, "Hey, there's a deer out here. Do you want it?" And if they can't come get it within 30 minutes, they call the next person.
Dude, what?
So that way the meat doesn't go to waste.
See, if you hit a deer with your car out here, then the very next day there's going to be like 500 liberals standing in your yard trying to get you fired from your job, screaming that you're a terrorist.
You hurt that deer.
Yeah,
I didn't hurt it. I killed it. It's
Yeah.
different.
You hit a deer with your car out here, people will start digging through your Twitter for the last 12 years.
Look what he said when he was 7.
Yeah.
He's a racist.
Dude,
Yeah.
I couldn't. I don't think, even if you wanted it, I don't think you can have it out here if you hit a deer, unless you just took it without saying anything. Like, like if you had like a pickup truck and you hit a deer and you're like, fuck it, and you threw it in the back of the truck, I think that would be illegal. But out here, but
yeah, I
don't.
I think here you still have to get a tag too.
Oh, okay.
Like you have to tag the deer that way because that way they can keep track because they use tags to help like make sure that they don't kill too many deer in one year. So you have to buy a tag, and then if a deer gets hit, it's essentially it's out of the population now. So they still have to keep track of how many deer got hit because that impacts hunting numbers as well, like how many tags are available.
Yeah. Well, fuck, dude. Like, I want to fucking go to the country and just hit something and then eat it.
I'm telling you, man. You guys come out here, we'll take it. We'll take you out.
So do you just take it straight to a butcher and then get the tag later? What do you like? What's your time frame on the meat?
As far as like just when you hunt it and kill it.
Yeah, or if you hit it with your car.
So usually you'll field dress.
Let's say you
it,
hit it with your car.
You know, say you hit it with your car and you get to take it home. Make sure it's dead, and then you'll field dress it. And then you just take it home, and most people will process it themselves.
Yeah. And when you say field dress
unless
it, you're just draining out all the blood and intestines and shit?
Yeah, so when you field dress it, you remove like all the intestines and stuff like that, so it doesn't spoil the meat.
Like you would a fish.
And then you get it back. Yeah, and then you get it back, and you hang it up and drain all the blood out of it and stuff.
That's kosher.
and then after a few days, then you'll process it yourself. There are some people that will shoot it and just take it to a processing plant, and they'll tell them, I want this cut, like I want the back straps, the steaks, and then I want ground meat, and then I want some jerky and stuff like that. Or you can just take it home, and then you can just do it all yourself. It just really depends on how you want to do it.
How do you do it?
Take it home and just cut it up myself. If I want jerky or like sausage, then I'll take it to a plant.
Bro,
and usually the way they do that is, let's say I take a deer there, and then they'll weigh it for how much meat is there, and then somebody else turned in a deer, and so I'll get the meat off of that deer. I won't necessarily get the meat from the deer that I shot. I just get the amount of weight.
I think if I hung up a deer and then cut it open to get all the stuff out of it, I'd probably vomit.
Yeah, I mean it's a
cry.
little unsettling your first couple of times.
I'd probably cry a little, at least. I'd probably think about that first deer for the rest of my life. Like that guy, like that German guy that shot that dude from the pillbox. I would definitely be thinking about that deer until I was dead.
So it's not as bad if you get a good shot on your first one and they die by the time you get them, like out in the field.
Yeah, but if you
come up on them and they're still alive, it's a little fucked up. But actually, all right. Just last little story. So I was down in Oklahoma with my dad and my sister, visiting one of my dad's friends, and we were out hunting quail and pheasant on his property, and we'd been walking all morning and hadn't seen shit, and then out of nowhere, like a rabbit, like my sister was to my right and my dad was behind me. A rabbit came up like around our feet, and my dad was like yelling like, shoot it. And my sister's like trying to see it, and then it like runs right by me. I mean, within a foot or two. And I just turned down and go, boom! And I evaporated that fucking rabbit. Because I had bird shot in, and it was with a 12 gauge, and that thing couldn't have been more than 3 or 4 foot off my barrel.
That's fucking.
And I just shot it without thinking. I just obliterated it. Yeah, there was no usable meat at all. It's like after I shot it, it splattered blood everywhere. And my dad started laughing his fucking ass off, and then I realized what just happened. I started laughing too.
That's fucking beautiful.
And after we're done laughing, I turn around and like look at my dad. I'm like, "Why the fuck did you tell me to shoot it?" He's like, "We haven't seen anything, and I didn't really think about it either. That you're gonna absolutely evaporate a rabbit." Yeah,
dude, that's fucking awesome. I love that. That's a good closing story for goddamn sure.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, guys, once again, we didn't get through all of our segments. Do you want to maybe try and go 2 hours on this podcast, in general, or do you want to keep it at an hour and then, shorten up some segments? What do you think?
I think we just keep it where it's at. We've had a lot of good laughs.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, let us know, guys, if you want this to be longer or something like that, and we'll try and figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah.
But just
We're
a reminder,
feeling it out.
Yeah, it's early. It's only the second episode,
Yeah.
So, just a reminder, guys, you can go to our website and then you can view the show notes for each episode. What we're going to have in there is we're going to have links to everything that we talk about. I'll put in some little tidbits in there for you, maybe a fun fact that you didn't know. So go check out our website. It'll be listed in the episode notes. Go check out our website. You can listen to the episode on our website if you'd like. You can see the links to all of our social medias, and then you can view the show notes. And then you can also sign up for a newsletter. I'm going to be sending out a newsletter once a month that's going to have like some different stuff on there. Did you know? Some more little tidbits, some facts. I'll put in there a special video for you guys to watch, and just some general bullshit. It's just once a month, you'll get a little email in your inbox, and you'll have some fun with it. So go to our website and sign up for the newsletter. Check out our everything there. Check out the show notes and all that stuff. Help us out with the algorithm.
And get yourself a sticker.
And get yourself a fucking sticker. So just a reminder, guys, leave us a 5-star review and subscribe to the podcast. Tell your friends about us. Go check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere that we have social media. We have a profile. And send us an email, citybumpkinsofficial@gmail.com. And then if you'd like, send us a voicemail or leave us a voicemail, 785-251 8558. So you got anything
Fuck no,
for him,
bro.
John, before you sign off?
Yeehaw, motherfuckers. I'm going to keep saying that
Yeehaw.
because I'm the one that's from the country.
Hell yeah, brother. All right, guys. Take care.